you've got. Legendary, live eternally.
Pacific Rim Uprising. Pacific Rim Uprising takes place 10 years after the original left off. The humans won. The war is over. But when a expected twist happens and the humans are then thrusted back into the fight, the humans are now on the brink of extinction. So let's go ahead and talk about this. Pacific Rim Uprising is what you expect from a kaiju film. And a kaiju film is simply just, it has to involve a giant monster of some sort, like Godzilla, King Kong, such as that. So let's go and talk about the plot first. The plot is stupid. The plot doesn't make any sense, but you don't need a good plot for this type of film. All you need is an excuse for giant monsters to fight giant robots. Jaegers, as they call them. But the film loses that, and in the sense that it doesn't even have giant monsters against kaiju. It opts out for robot-on-robot action. I don't care about robot-on-robot action. I don't want to see that. If I want to see that, I can go watch Transformers. God rest my soul, I would have to go watch another Transformers film, but the point still stands, the fact that if I want to see that, that film does it better. Because in that film, at least those characters, and I call them characters because those robots are characters, those movies actually, take some time, more time in this film, in establishing those robots. In the sense that all we get in Pacific Rim Uprising are boring human characters that make no sense whatsoever. Their motivation is stupid. They're cliche. They're carbon copy. You have your French character. You have your Russian character. You have your Caucasian, whatever you want to get. They have them in there. The only character that you will ever remember or care for is John Boyega. John Boyega is the only character in this film that you will ever think about. If he's not on screen, you don't care. When he is on screen, you are simply just watching him because he has the best charisma in the film. Everybody else is boring and ridiculous. And then the villain, good God, the villain is just stupid. It's even more stupid than the plot. The villain of this film essentially just makes up a reason to be the villain. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I know that sounds vague because I'm trying to be a little non-spoilery, but it doesn't make any sense. 1 minute the villain's like there, and then the next it's like, boom, villain. I'm like, oh, wait, okay. So then, like, okay, that's fine. Everything else can be bad. The plot can be bad. The humans can be forgettable. Is the action good? No, it's not. Because as I stated before, the action doesn't take place with kaiju on Jaeger battles. It's robot on robot action. It's boring. I don't want to see that. I want to see kaiju on Jaeger. We do eventually get that, but it's not till like the last 30 minutes of the movie, so I'm like, I don't care anymore. Just show me this. But it's kind of hypocritical because when the film does show me this, I don't care anymore because it's what you expect. It's the same boring things. Kaijus getting thrown into buildings, Jaegers getting thrown into buildings. And then when the film loses me completely is when the movie decides to throw in the biggest kaiju ever on screen for Pacific Rim standards. And it's starting to throw around Jaegers like they're ragdolls, destroying them by the flick of its wrist. But then when John Boyega's Jaeger comes up against it, it has a chance of survivability. What? No, I hate when films do this, but unfortunately they do it, so it's whatever. And then the final thing where it was the visuals. The visuals are not as bad as I thought they were going to be. Like in the first one, the visuals were kind of camouflaged due to the fact that most of the fighting takes place at night, so the editors can work around the fact that the CGI might not be as good. But in Pacific Rim Uprising, all the CGI takes place during the day, so it has a chance of looking worse than it actually is. But for the most part, it wasn't too bad. It was passable. I actually enjoy the visuals. It's probably the best part about the film. That and the action scenes where, yes, I did not get the type of action scenes I wanted. They were still there, and they were still entertaining at best. But overall, Pacific Rim Uprising is a little disappointing. It was predictable, cliche. None of the human characters were interesting except John Boyega. And that's not because his character was. That simply was because of John Boyega himself. And just, they were all carbon copies, similar to the Jaegers. I did not know any of the Jaegers' names, even though some of them were colored cool. Some of them had interesting weapons. But other than that, I could not tell you what these characters' names were, Jaeger or human. And then the kaiju were just spiky, thorny things running around, growling a couple of times. But other than that, I wouldn't recommend Pacific Rim Uprising. I'd unfortunately wait for either Blu-ray, DVD, Redbox, whichever one you prefer, Netflix if it goes on Netflix. But no, it's just not good. I would not recommend it. And other than that, I did, however, write a written review on my website at www.ef4reviews.com where I go much more in depth in Pacific Rim Uprising if you're interested in that. But other than that, boys and girls, ladies and gents, this has been Entertainment Forever, and I will catch you all at the movies.